Hi, everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark. And I was not expecting you to start like that.
Why?
Because I wasn't ready.
No, sorry. No better time than the present, Mark.
Well, I was pulling up the app. I was trying to adjust my chair. I don't even know that the microphones are properly adjusted.
It is. We're ready
Sorry
to go.
if there's a little noise there for the microphone moving. Are we ready to go?
I am.
Okay, good for you. That makes one of us. I am currently sick, so if I sound like Squidward tentacles and very nasally...
Yeah, Squidward.
You get a lot of, stuff in this big schnoz, so I may sound a little nasally.
Stop it.
But I'm pushing through it for you people because for some reason we care about you all. I'm just joking. We know why we care about you all, because you listen to us.
Of course.
And I love them all dearly.
I know you do. So, I just finished up some lunch, but I knew we had a restaurant review coming up. And every time, if I eat something and think about this restaurant, I really wish I would have rather eaten at this restaurant than the lunch I just had.
Sure.
And that restaurant is the fabulous Via Napoli in the Italy Pavilion in EPCOT.
Yes. Via Napoli, Via Napoli. I've heard people pronounce it both ways. I don't know which one's correct.
I don't know either.
I always say Via Napoli, but I've heard Via Napoli before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's reasonable.
Like ravioli.
I guess so. Ravioli, give me the formioli.
Oh, wow.
Little inside SpongeBob reference.
And you said Squidward before.
That's right.
So,
yeah, it's a SpongeBob episode. SpongeBob is Italian, if you did not know.
We're in
and
rare
so we're
form.
talking about an Italian restaurant. I'm hopped up on Dayquil and other things, so let's
and other
go.
things. Oh, goodness.
Cough drops. Liquid IV.
Coffee.
Ricola.
Did you have any coffee today?
Yes, I did have coffee this morning.
Oh, not enough, I guess.
I guess not. Ricola and Liquid IV, if you're listening. I am a huge supporter of yours.
Honestly, he has the cough drops even when he's not sick.
It's a
He
problem.
just likes the taste of them. They're like lemon, right?
The lemon mint cough drops.
But the sugar-free ones.
The sugar-free lemon mint cough drops. Those things are like...
Candy?
I pop them like
they're
candy.
candy.
Yes,
No, they're not candy, though.
Well, I understand that. I'm not saying it's a good practice. But it's a practice that I partake of.
I regularly get them at the grocery store.
Someone who I worked with this summer is like, Mark, that's probably a problem that you have this many cough drops throughout the course of the day. Like there are like mild stimulants in cough drops.
There are?
Apparently.
Oh. That's funny.
Maybe that's why I'm addicted to the cough drops.
He has a slight addiction that I didn't even know they had that kind of stuff in them.
Well,
okay.
Hey,
Anyways, back to Via Napoli. If you have been to the Italy Pavilion in EPCOT, you're going to walk past beautiful statues and go all the way to the back of the country, and that's where you will find the entrance to this. Honestly, the outside is not much.
No.
Because it's just kind of like like the buildings are all connected in the country, like in like a U shape. So
You're
it's
on an Italian piazza, man,
Oh.
and it's just a storefront on the Italian piazza.
yeah, it's just it's just a restaurant.
Yeah, nothing over the top.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying it doesn't stick out like on its own. It's just in the back in there. There's like a little like cover where the hostess is.
an awning.
There.
Yeah.
But it's like a straight, like you walk under it like a red carpet almost.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then you walk into the main
Lots
restaurant.
of windows in the main restaurant.
Lots of windows. There's like almost like a conservatory, like with all the glass on one side of it. Like you're almost like outside dining, but you're not because you're inside.
The coolest thing about this restaurant, since we're just on, well, let's go over the things again. The
Well,
categories.
we kind of just jumped into the first one.
I know,
there.
we did. I apologize.
So the first category is
Take it back.
ambiance and theming.
There we go.
So that's what we're talking about now.
All right, ambiance and theming. The coolest thing, I think, about this restaurant is the brick ovens.
Oh, yeah. The kitchen is unbelievable.
Yeah, the kitchen is, like, open. You can see them making everything.
The oven is a dude's mouth open.
Yeah, 3 of them.
And it looks like 3 of them, yes. 3 volcanoes in Italy.
They're
one of
named.
them is Vesuvius. One
Yep.
of them is Stromboli.
I just think of the food, Stromboli.
And then I forget what the other one is.
Etna.
Etna.
Yep, Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius, and Stromboli.
Cool. So, Etna, Stromboli,
And you only
and
say
Vesuvius.
that one.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful, and it's kind of like a neat effect because they're like 3 like ancient like gods almost with
Yeah.
like their mouths open, and you can see like the fire coming out of them, and it's
That's an
pretty
oven.
awesome. Yeah, but it's like an actual like brick oven.
No, it
like,
is a
with
brick oven. And you can
fire
tell
inside of it.
with the pizza that they make there that it is.
It is. Aside from
Chef's
that, though,
kiss.
I mean, there's some like Italian like frescoes, if you will, like paintings on the walls and stuff like that.
But it doesn't, it gives me,
a lot of
honestly,
communal
upscale
seating.
Olive Garden.
Sure.
Olive Garden has much more like in your face, over the top Italy.
Italy
Like
feels-
grapes and everything.
So,
but, like-
Olive Garden feels, what's the word?
Stereotypical.
Yeah,
But no.
tacky.
Tacky Italian.
Olive Garden feels like tacky.
Like someone's kitchen who they just wanted a grapey vine feel to their like kitchen.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like,
and a few like gondolas.
yeah.
Like in Venice.
No, this
like,
is much better than that. I honestly like if you walk into the restaurant, there's main seating areas, there's the ovens on your left, they have a bar. But honestly, one of the best seating areas, I think, and we've been in there a few times, is if you go over to the right, there's kind of like a straightaway, and it's almost like you're in a greenhouse. It's all windows.
That's what I was
on
talking
that
about,
side.
yeah.
It's all windows, and they're seating outside sometimes.
Yeah.
Like over there's like tables outside, but then there's also inside. So that's like one of my favorite little rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And like the floors are kind of like that reddish tile.
Yeah, like clay tile.
Yeah, so it gives you much more homier feelings than like other restaurants. But yeah. But other than that, I feel like the theming's more subtle.
Yeah, very much so. So what are we ranking? We rank on a 1 to 5 scale, of course, as always. 1 being don't recommend, 0 out of 10 stars, 5 being the best of the best. What are you giving ambiance and theming at Via Napoli?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. It's really usually very busy. I don't think it's sectioned off. It's just kind of one big restaurant with a bunch of tables in it. So
I'm giving it a 3.
Really?
There's nothing over the top with
The
this one
ovens.
that we're like...
the ovens are cool.
The oven is cool.
If I could be over in that
Besides
area
that, it
or that
feels,
greenhouse area,
it feels like an Italian restaurant besides that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, there's nothing like...
like story-wise, like there's no like...
Yeah, there's no
It's
like...
just a restaurant.
Right.
An Italian restaurant.
Right. Which I guess in that sense, it meets the theming because it feels like an Italian restaurant, but on the flip side, besides the open-air kitchen, it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
3.
Okay. But what it lacks for in ambiance and theming, it makes up for in its offerings, I believe.
Offerings is the next category. How do you feel about the offerings?
Amazing.
Do you care to provide any more insight?
So I'm not very adventurous. There are, other things on the menu, but if you are looking for a pizza, and not just pizza, like I don't really like pizza. I'll start off with that, right, Mark? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go to.
She's not a pizza fan.
Your run of the mill pizza place and like be like, I really want pizza tonight. Like that's what I want. I'm not. That's like all right. I mean, I'll have it, but it's not my favorite. This pizza is amazing.
It is.
Like literally unlike any other pizza I've had before.
But I will say this is a very heavily Italian restaurant. If for some reason you do not like Italian, you're not going to have many options that you're going to like.
That's true.
You do have, your chicken
who doesn't
parms.
like
You have your
Italian?
pasta dishes. You have salads.
Are there people
you, of
out there who
course-
don't like Italian?
You, of course, have your pizzas. And you do have some, like, actual,
salads.
like, plates, where there's, like, a filet, your tortellini, your salad, and then you have your appetizers too, your smaller plates like calamari,
I do have to say,
mozzarella,
too,
caprese.
also, beware, because the meatballs are veal.
They're delicious.
So you know. I did not know that.
Well, they're delicious.
Oh, here is something. Do not go to Via Napoli expecting to get anything Alfredo.
Because Alfredo's not real.
Right. I never knew that.
Alfredo's not
And we
really
went one
Italian.
time, and the waitress from Italy explained that is an American thing.
Yeah.
Made up thing.
It's American Italian. It's not
Yeah,
really
it's
Italian.
not. They don't really have that.
I'll also say,
Interesting.
do not go there, too, and expect a menu of pizzas, like at other places that you might go to, pizza shops of, dozens of different types of pizzas. They have very specific types of pizzas. You can build your own pizza, so there is a little bit of leeway there with the creativity.
Add some toppings, different toppings together.
But don't go there expecting a buffalo chicken pizza, because you're not going to get that.
True. No, we're talking vegetables, Italian meats.
It's very traditional
yeah.
Italian pizza. They take that very seriously, which I think is a good thing, and it helps them.
They're not going to put macaroni and cheese on pizza.
If I'm looking at offerings in a broad sense, right? And
I think a picky eater could eat here.
Maybe, if you like spaghetti.
Cheese pizza? Kids
if you like
cheese
pizza, I think most people do like pizza.
Okay.
So I think that's why there's not a lot. But just be forewarned, if you are really, really, really opposed to Italian food, and for some reason, I think you may have hit your head if you are, but if you do, there is not much that is outside of very traditional Italian food. Yes. Again, don't go there expecting Alfredo sauce, because you're not going to get it. This is not Papa Gino's. This is not any kind of knockoff Italian. Mm-hmm. If you like knockoff Italian, this is traditional Italian. So if I'm going to be fair, I'm going to be honest with the offerings here. I'm going to give offerings, and this may be, don't throw Rotten Tomatoes at me, I'm going to give it a 3. Because if we're strictly looking at what they offer, it is a very narrow and small menu. There may be, there's a lot of
pizza options, though.
I'm not arguing that there is a reason for it, right? It is traditional Italian. They want to stick to their roots. I appreciate that. But if I'm going to judge it based upon what is offered there, if you are a very picky eater, you may go there and may not be able to find something that you like on the menu.
All right.
So that's why I'm going to give it a 3. I know that may feel low.
I am going to hold out for the people, the Italian lovers, and say 4.5.
Wow.
Because I really do think, I feel like they're pretty safe options. A cheese pizza, it's not just like your regular pizza from anywhere. It is so good. You can just get regular pasta with just butter and Parmesan cheese if you wanted to, or just tomato sauce, or whatever. And I do think that picky eaters could eat here. I haven't met many picky eaters who don't like just plain pasta.
I know, but I'm just saying. And
they have chicken parm. I don't know.
I'm just saying, it's a very particular menu. Something that I cannot see here that I would like to know, too, on this topic is a lot of Italian food is very heavily gluten. Eggs are used in pasta and stuff like that. I'm not sure
it's fresh pasta.
What
the allergy thing
the allergy menu is. And so for people who are gluten-free or gluten-sensitive or whatever the hell they call it, I can't really see here on the app what that is, so I don't know what their offerings are for people who are, our son has an egg allergy. I don't know what he's going to be able to eat there, because there may be an egg in a lot of the stuff that's made there.
So, from a source, I don't know how it is, but it's gluten-free, dairy-free, WaltDisneyWorld.com. I just looked up allergy menu. I didn't see Disney's allergy menu. Usually when you get there, you have to ask for an allergy menu, and then they will give you everything. But it does seem like you can get rice pasta. And they do have a lasagna as well. or they also have a corn pasta. But again,
No
you
pizza?
only...
See, to me, I don't know. That's not...
As far as I can see, you're good with the New York strip. I'm doing egg and peanut. But, like, I'm looking at egg because I feel like this, in Italian food, that's going to be... Milk and soy and egg are going to be really big. You have a tortino, which is that eggplant parmesan, pretty much. So, no pasta. You can get chicken breast and tomato and spaghetti that's spreaded, but it's not their typical one. I think they do it a little differently, like without battering it with the egg and then putting the breading on. But I don't see any pizza on here. You have 4 options for gluten-free and egg for pasta.
So, you know,
like,
you
now
compare
you're
that
limiting.
to another
Yeah.
restaurant, like, let's say, Yak and Yeti, who had a lot more options for people who are, you know, have those allergies. I don't know. I'm just saying it is a fairly
They have a lot of soup that you can have, though, too.
It's a
but
condensed
it
menu.
is a little... I didn't think of the egg and milk and soy, especially for the pasta.
So anyways.
Gluten-free.
Rachel has 4.5. I have 3 for offerings. Food.
5. I've never had something there that I didn't like.
There is no question. I'm 100% with Rachel. This restaurant is a total 5. This is the
If you
best.
like Italian food.
This is the best, even if you don't like Italian food.
If you're going to have Italian food, do not equate this to something you would find here
Rachel
in the US.
does not like pizza.
Right.
Rachel will go there and just get
I will
pizza.
eat a whole pizza by myself.
It is delicious.
So
they bring in water from Italy that is the right, like, chemical makeup. Like, they do not use Florida swamp water to make this pizza. They use actual Italian water that is imported for this. The dough is phenomenal. The crust is phenomenal. It is relatively thin crust.
And it's soft, though.
But it's so good.
It's soft, but it has a little crunch sometimes because it's kind of uneven in a brick oven, right? Like, while it's, like, cooking. So, like, sometimes... But that's what makes it so good, is that sometimes you get, like, a doughier piece. Sometimes you get, like, a little crispier of a piece, but...
It is so good.
It's a great balance between the two.
Rachel usually gets the,
I get the fettuccine.
No, you get the margarita pizza usually.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel usually gets the margarita pizza.
Well, that's the story from this past trip. I went in and I was like, I really want pasta. I've been looking forward to this. Blah, blah, blah. I order the fettuccine, which is not Alfredo. It's like a garlic parmesan cream sauce, but it's not Alfredo. But you can still add broccoli and stuff, so you can still kind of mimic like a chicken broccoli Alfredo. I got chicken in it. I actually don't think they did broccoli. But I did get chicken in it. And it was so good. And luckily, we went with a lot of people. And they got a lot of pizza. And people were definitely not going to finish it. And I
looked at her and I said, you're making a mistake. Do you really want to not get pizza?
You really want just pasta? Like and I was like, no, I really want just pasta. And then, luckily, Mark's mom got one for herself and was not going to finish the whole individual pizza. And I literally started eating it, and I looked at Mark and I was like, yeah, I regret.
Why did you
this.
let me do
I said,
this?
why did you let...
And I looked at her and I was like, I told you not to do this. This is a huge mistake. I love the Meat Lovers pizza, especially with the pancetta, the spicy Italian sausage, some pepperoni on that too. The spicy Italian sausage, oh my gosh, just that. I would just eat that pizza over and over again.
Is it really spicy?
No.
Because, like, that
really
turns me off
spicy.
from it to get, like, spicy sausage. I'd be like, oh no.
But the pizza here is incredible. And I will say, I got an Italian beer this past time. I'm trying to look at the menu here real quick to see if I can find what that beer was. But it was really good. I think it was the Peroni. Very good anyways, whatever it was. The beer, very good. It was Italian imported beer. It was delicious.
Was it light or was it dark?
It was relatively light beer.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
was just
was pretty
wondering because I don't remember it being like a lager or anything. It was pretty light.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was very good. It was refreshing. It was perfect for that hot summer day.
Yeah, and I mean, I've had like cocktails here. Amazing.
Yeah, no, the food.
Espresso martini.
I have never
lemon
had.
drops.
I've had chicken parmesan here in the past.
You've had the spaghetti and meatballs.
I had the spaghetti.
Meatballs.
Yes, very good. Everything that I have ever had here has been absolutely delicious.
Yep.
So no doubt in my mind, the food here incredible. 5 out of 5.
And the amount of food.
The amount of food is a very good
Amazing.
serving size too. Yeah.
Individual pizza, you could finish yourself. You could have leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
Just the individual one. I know that we usually split, like a 10-inch one, and we get like half of your Italian meats, and then I get half margarita. So you can also split it up like that too if you're sharing. You don't want individual pizzas. You just kind of want half and half of one because you don't match on taste.
Yeah, they have 3 different sizes. They have the individual, the large, and then the metro.
That's like the rectangle
Which is
one,
rectangle.
right? Yeah.
It's massive. A lot of pizza on that one.
Does it say how many people it serves? No.
No, but it's kind of built as a family pizza. So I would assume like around 4 people. Usually. The individual is usually good for 1 person, probably with some leftovers. The large, usually good for 2, maybe 3 people.
Yeah.
And then the
big one is
pizza,
definitely 4 or more people.
4 or more people, probably. But very good. Very easy to split the pizzas, though. They're very accommodating with the half and half kind of thing. So yeah, very good. And like I said, not just, I think you're foolish if you go there and you like pizza and you do not get pizza. I think that's kind of a foolish decision. But I myself have made this decision to not get pizza.
I think people also think that the pizza outside of it, there's a pizza stand.
Mm-hmm.
So the pizza window outside is called Pizza al Taglio. And I've heard that it is different, but still very, very, very good. So it's not going to be like your typical pizza that you get, somewhere else. It's still a quick service. It's still a quick service pizza, but it's better than your average, but not the restaurants.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, yeah, no, it's very good, though, the pizza inside.
Yeah.
And I'll say that we've never got the desserts there, because usually similar to our Yak and Yeti review, you're so honestly, full, there's no, option. But it's all your traditional, tiramisu, cannolis, cheesecake, gelato, limoncello. So your things that you would think of as a dessert at an Italian restaurant, that's gelato. What you can get there. Yeah.
Or like a sorbet.
Yeah, it's a gelati e sorbetti.
Yeah, chocolate, vanilla, or
chocolate
strawberry.
And vanilla or strawberry. So, yeah.
Very good.
I'm sure it's very good. Never had it, but 5 out of 5 on food, no doubt.
Yep.
Kid-friendly is our next category to rank. I'm just looking at the kids' menu here while I'm on real quick. They have basically mozzarella sticks as an appetizer. Bocconcini. Forgive me, I'm not Italian. I'm Portuguese. But bocconcini is what it's listed as. That's the other thing, reading the menu. A lot of it is in actual Italian, so it'll always describe what it is, but you may have trouble pronouncing it. But basically, they are mozzarella bites. Then you can get a pizza margherita, a margherita pizza, fresh mozzarella, and mozzarella. And tomato sauce.
There's no, cheese pizza.
Basically,
it's margherita pizza. Yeah, it's yeah.
Spaghetti, tomato sauce and meatballs, or chicken tenders. And that is it on the kids' menu.
Yeah.
So, I will say most children will eat
they would eat that.
Chicken tenders,
or
pizza,
spaghetti.
Or spaghetti. I think you're pretty safe there.
Yeah.
Again, I'd be interested to see, though, that spaghetti, whether or not Luke could. Luke loves spaghetti. Cannot have egg in it.
But spaghetti on their gluten-free one and their stuff and egg stuff is fine.
Okay.
Spaghetti. So not the other pastas, but spaghetti itself was fine.
So
but obviously,
I think even though
Check.
that is a very small menu of options.
And I mean, our son loves pasta.
Oh, yeah, he does.
So
And
he would be
likes
fine
chicken-
with this. And he likes chicken
nuggets, too. So.
Yeah. Chicken nuggies.
So I think that he would be fine, but that is a very small menu.
It is small.
I will
There's
also
no mac and
say,
cheese. There's no...
just kind of in general, too, this restaurant is loud. So you're not going to feel out of place with kids in there.
No, definitely not.
But similar to Yak and Yeti, there's nothing overly kid-friendly about it. Right? You're not going to have
there's
any,
no, characters or, over-the-top Disney.
It's not character dining. You're not going to have, the little, things that you have where the kids get to run around the restaurant to music or whatever that you see in some other restaurants.
Yeah.
Like Whispering Canyon comes to mind where they do, the
a
little
little
horse
parade
races and stuff like that. So there's nothing overly kid-friendly, but you're also not going to feel, out of place.
Like in an upscale restaurant.
Right.
Shh, be quiet.
Right, with children.
Our son was literally watching Moana.
Yeah.
At the table, and the kids behind us...
The kid behind him was
turned
into it.
and was watching also.
Watching over his shoulder. It was pretty funny.
So, there are plenty of kids around, and... yeah, it's loud enough where, you don't think it's very family-oriented as far as who's going there.
I agree. So, kid-friendly, what are you giving it?
I'll give it a 4, just because I know that is pretty limited, and I know some kids are really stuck on mac and cheese. But chicken nuggets are pretty good too. But I don't know, something about the only 3 options would
I'm
make
giving it a 3. I don't think that...
You're going so low.
That is a small menu for children. There's not a lot of options. And granted, I don't disagree that I think most kids will eat those 3 options. But there are literally
There's only
three options.
Yeah.
And each one of them is priced at $11.
Yeah.
The chicken tenders are $11.50. And there is nothing that this restaurant does that's that over the top, that's that kid friendly. I mean, again, I think it's average,
that
right?
You'd be like, you have to bring your kids there.
You're not going
they're gonna love
into
it.
A restaurant where it's a bunch of adult couples and it's very quiet, but it's also not a over the top kid friendly restaurant. So I think that 3 average. That's average, right? It's middle of the road. I think that's
why I want to do 4 because it's a little above.
I don't know that it is, though. I don't know that it is. For kid-friendly, I don't know that it is.
I don't know.
Anyways.
We can agree to disagree.
Sure. Last category is value. Again, we picked this title for it, not price, because, if you pay more, right, it may be
Should
worth
you get better
paying
food?
more.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So what do you think about the value of this restaurant?
Honestly, my first thought is a 5. That's my first impression of it because you get a good... I've never completely finished anything that I've eaten there because they give you plenty of food. There's plenty of pizza. The service has always been amazing. I think the prices, they are a little bit more like your tortellini that I can see right there is $29 and that's a pasta dish. But when I tell you that this is not your typical pasta dish, the pasta is fresh with imported Italian water made from it. This is not going to be like any other pasta that you will have in Walt Disney World or even at home.
Right.
This is, they make it as authentic as possible.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm going to give it a 4.5 though, not a total 5. I do think that this food is incredible. Don't get me wrong. I've been kind of hard in this review.
You think it's kind of pricey?
I've been kind of hard in this review, but I'm trying to be fair based upon the categories that we've been given, right? Yeah. And I think that, when you look at the restaurant as a whole, this is a restaurant that we will go to every time.
Yeah.
Right? So what does that tell you? If we are prioritizing it for every trip, right? As a restaurant that we go to every trip, right?
It's good.
That tells you it's good. The food here is
and we don't mind
phenomenal.
Paying the price of it.
The food is phenomenal, and I will go there again and again, and I do not mind paying the price for it because I think that this is, I do not over-exaggerate, this is one of the best pizzas I have ever eaten in my life. Okay? So I preface all of this with that. Know that. But It is also $42 for a large pizza.
I was going to say, it's $58 for the prosciutto metro one. The huge one.
The huge one, yeah.
But when you think about this, the individual is, well, for that particular one, is $26.
Yeah.
So if you're all going to get one, and there's 5 of you, you're going to pay more than for that, like, individually.
That, but I'm saying that when you compare that to other pizza places, it's not the same. You're not getting the best pizza of your life when you go to the local pizza shop.
No, I know.
But you're also paying $21 for an individual cheese pizza. That is a lot of money.
No, that is a lot of money.
And so, yes, it is the best pizza you will ever eat. I think it's
well worth $21?
Paying the $21.
Yes.
But I'm going to knock it a half of a point because
it's a little pricey.
Those prices are kind of steep. The chicken parmesan is $35.
Yeah.
It is one of the best, $34, excuse me. It's one of the best chicken parmesans you'll ever have. But $34 for chicken parmesan is not cheap. It is a good serving size, though, and it is delicious. So, there is that. But I'm going to knock it the half of a point because those prices are kind of expensive.
Yeah. I mean, literally, you can get 1 liter of Italian water, still or sparkling, for $9. I mean, a liter is pretty big, but for water...
It is, but that's pricey.
Italian water. Imported Italian water.
You put anything on.
Just saying.
You call it Italian, and hey, it's more money. Anyways, so ambiance and theming, Rachel gave it a 3.5, offerings a 4.5, food a 5, kid-friendly a 4, and value a 5. That is a grand total of 22. You divide that by 5, that is a 4.4 from Rachel.
I like it.
Me, 3 for theming, 3 for offerings, 5 for food, 3 for kid-friendly, 4.5 for value. That totals to 18.5 divided by 5 is 3.7. I'm getting a very disgruntled look from Rachel with that final total. But I will say this, right? If I am judging each one of these categories equally weighted, I don't think that that's an unfair ranking.
Yeah. People
out there may disagree with me. There may be people throwing stuff at their radio right now. But I also think,
any kind of rating is going to be subjective to the person doing it because we have our own preferences. So.
Of course. And again, don't get me wrong. I do love this restaurant. I will go there every time just for the food. Yeah. But I cannot, when we weigh everything equally, look at you and tell you that the theming of this restaurant, that the offerings of this restaurant, and the kid-friendliness of this restaurant matches up with other restaurants in Walt Disney World.
Right.
Because I just don't think that it does. If it was just the food, 5 out of 5. No question. But it's not just the food. We have these other categories, too, that we have to consider. So taking everything into consideration, I don't have a problem with that rank of a 3.7.
I get that.
However, I do highly recommend this restaurant for your next trip.
I do, too.
Because the pizza here is just incredible. And you could just eat it all day and have a total pizza coma, and you'll be so happy that you did.
Exactly.
So, that is our take on Via Napoli. What is your take? But definitely let us know what you think about...
Maybe we should make polls.
Our rankings.
On social media.
And what would you rank Via Napoli, right? Yeah. But remember, you have to weigh each one of the categories equally.
Yeah. I had the same problem when we did the Beach Club review before.
I understand. Have to be fair.
I know.
Have to be fair. Anyways, let us know what restaurant you would like. This was actually an audience-generated suggestion that they wanted us to review Via Napoli, so thank you for the suggestion. If you want us to review other restaurants, please let us know in the comments, and we'll be happy to review whatever restaurants you would like to hear our opinions of. Follow us on our social media accounts for all the latest updates. If you want to reach out to us directly, you can send an email to us at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com. And remember, folks, it all starts with a wish. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.